Welcome to a very special edition of Dan Really Likes Wine, where we celebrate two of my favorite things: wine, no surprises, and pizza. And I'm not sure there are a food and wine grouping that come together quite as happily, quite as readily as pizza and wine. And over the last couple of weeks on Dan Really Likes Wine, you might have noticed we've been talking about a rather fun challenge. A challenge to find out which is South Africa's favorite pizzeria. Now, we haven't gathered together a collection of Italian chefs or gourmet restaurant critics. No, instead, we've put the challenge up online and, together with Porcupine Ridge, reached out to South Africa to find out, who do you think is South Africa's favorite pizzeria? Now, this is a famously difficult one to do, because generally you ask 10 people who their favorite pizzeria is in the same city and you will get 10 different answers. But having had this competition run right across South Africa with Porcupine Ridge, we started to see some patterns emerge as the same names started to pop up. And when the voting ended last week, we already had a pretty good idea of who might be leading the charge. Now, later on this week, we're going to be celebrating with the champions for 2024, but they had a close run because there were some really, really strong contenders, and two more of those join us today. Our first and second runners-up, it is Ferdinando, I've got to work on my Italian, Ferdinando's Pizza and Okral. Welcome to both of you. Welcome, Diego, and welcome, Rihanna. Guys, welcome to both of you. Diego, I've clearly got to work on my Italian as our first runner-up, and congratulations. And Rihanna, congratulations to you as well as our second runner-up. Before we raise a glass in toast and find out what this means to you, let me get my Italian just right, Diego. Am I saying it right, Ferdinando?
Is Ferdinando's. Ferdinando's, yeah. There is like a little bit of a story behind the name of our pizzeria, as is my little dog's name. Years back when we started the pizzeria, he was very excited to walk people to the tables, welcome them, and go for quality control just after like 20 minutes that they were sitting. So he became the boss, and we work for him now for 12 years. Our dear Ferdinando's.
It's a great story to the restaurant, and clearly some heritage as well. It sounds very much like an Italian accent there, Diego. Tell me about why pizza, why starting the pizzeria, and other than having a dog as a boss telling you what to do, what this means to you as an Italian.
Well, pizza has always been about love. I fell in love with a South African woman years back, and on my way to South Africa, I wasn't sure how to stay and what to do here. So from working in restaurant back in Europe, I figured out that obviously I didn't have budget to start a full-on restaurant, and I needed to suss out, understand more or less what happened here, because the taste buds are different, ingredients are different, and so and so. And I find myself starting a pizzeria by myself and with my girlfriend, but basically like it was two of us. And then the dog was a good way to not have to discuss who was the boss between me and her. So
well, it's clearly worked out, because we find you as our first runner-up, and congratulations. I'm going to come back to find out how that news is hit at the restaurant. Let's head over to our second runner-up. And Rihanna, congratulations to you at Okral, which when I hear the name Okral, Rihanna, I'm thinking, right, this is going to be somewhere, there are going to be large steaks, there's going to be plenty of meat, and yet instead it's actually home to some of the great pizzas of South Africa. Second runner-up, congratulations. Tell me a little bit about the restaurant and about the pizza story.
Thanks a lot. I think you want to work on your Italian with us at Okral. You have to work on your Afrikaans, because Okral, we work with the Okral Wiki, the Okral song. So we are based in Potchefstroom on the build. We in the heart of on the build. We're the students community. So our clients are mostly students. That is our biggest client base. And we bought this Okral about 9 years ago, me and my husband. And the pizzas just became more popular by the students. And especially we run a pizza special every Wednesday. And it just gets bigger and bigger, because on the menu, then people say, I want to put special ingredient, and please can you take that off? And we listen to our clients, and that is how our pizza menu just get bigger and bigger. And yes, most of our clients are students, and they love specials. On Wednesday we have a pizza special, and this is really our busiest night. And the students just love our pizza. And I think our pizza are unique because we make pizza from scratch. We make our own dough, we make our own tomato base, and we only use the best quality of ingredients. So I think that is, and the staff love their work, like what we do. So I think that is the secret of our pizzas.
It sounds like I need to get down to Potchefstroom on a Wednesday night to come and sample this evening and this celebration. You've given me a bit of a hint as to what makes your pizza great, starting from scratch. Tell me a bit about that journey, about discovering how to get pizza just right, and discovering that with you and your husband, pizza clearly seemed to be in the genes.
Yes, and really is that is what the people want. The students, they love pizza. I don't know why, but they love our pizza. And I think it's really because we made it from scratch. It is different because we made it from scratch. They need the dough. They make the tomato base. I think maybe it's a lot of wine in a tomato base. That's, I don't know. That's the reason why the students like it so much. But our pizzas just get bigger and bigger. The menu just get bigger and bigger, and we think about interesting ways to serve our pizzas. On Valentine's Day, sometimes we do heart-shaped pizzas. We like having fun. I think that is in our core. We like to have fun. We have try new things out, and that is we also have an Alfredo pizza, something that's not ordering on a pizza, but we like to have fun and try new things.
And the smile on the face and the sparkle in the eye would suggest that is exactly right. Diego, I spent some time last year in Naples, where pizza is a little different to pizza that we often get in South Africa. The menu size is often a lot more limited, and there's a lot of history to pizza in Italy. How does that translate to what you're creating, and what for you guys at Ferdinando's makes the perfect pizza?
So we very much base into the Napolitan tradition of pizza, which is the pizza napoletana verace. I find myself telling people recently that pizza really is about love, because there might be, so the word pizza might not come from Latin, might not come from Italy, but yet find its home in Napoli, I think in the 1600. And then when people fall in love with this specific product and keep doing it for so many years, kind of like establish pizza as an unchanging kind of standard, which is the margherita. Even if the flatbread and things was probably rooted like hundreds of years before, probably in the Middle Eastern or whatever the flatbread came from. So it's the love for the specific simplicity and flavors of Naples, which made pizza what it is nowadays. There is more and more pizzeria opening, more and more restaurants are closing, more and more pizzeria opening around the world, because pizza got ability to be fresh, full of life, happy, and easy going. So it should be really for everybody. And I think that's what pizza is. So we specialize in the tradition, yet we do some twist here and there, like to adjust with the timing and the request. And we have customers from all over the world coming. And pineapple is an ingredient which for Italian is not usually welcome on a pizza, but I think the world is changing, and that's also start to change a little bit. So I always say you can work on anything. You can put anything on a pizza, but you need to be able to do the tradition right to understand if your base is right, then everything else will work.
You mentioned pineapple. It's one of the great pizza debates. Should it or should it not be allowed? What's the craziest pizza somebody has asked you to produce, Diego?
Oh my goodness. Well, I got a classic, like usually South African people often come for like a 3 meat pizzas, 3-4 meats, so like any kind of meats on the pizza base, which I find it a little bit extreme in a way. But I think what I cannot really get over is the banana option. The banana is something which I cannot still do. Banana on a pizza. We do pineapple. Pineapple was my first pizza ever made, and I break the rules. And as I say, but like somehow, there is always an understanding. I laugh sometimes because people say pizza is too filling, and they don't know how Italian finish the full pizza. But yet, like we put only 3 or 4 ingredients on a pizza. When you start to increase the amounts of topping, then also like the digestibility of whatever, it's difficult to digest. So there is also some kind of standard we should be taking consideration when talk about pizzas as meal.
What about you, Rihanna? Are you in the yes pineapple or no pineapple camp? And what's the craziest, are they really being serious pizza you've been asked for in your 9 years?
Pineapple, yes, people love pineapple. Banana, we also have banana, yes. It's not my favorite, but people love it. Anchovies, no. People ask for it, no, not for us. Doesn't work for us. The meats, the more meat, the merrier the people are. Our South Africans is one of our favorites. It's ram strips, boerewors, biltong. So when it's rugby, Springboks is playing, that's our favorites. We always put it on special when it's a rugby game. So here by us in Potchefstroom, people love meat. You can never put enough meat on our pizzas. They prefer meat over pineapple and banana.
All right, you've got me salivating already. I think I need to get down to the Cape to see Diego via Potchefstroom on my next pizza adventure. You've touched on a couple of the pizzas, Rihanna. I think the two things people often look at to define a pizza restaurant is how good is your margarita, and then what's your signature pizza. Give me a sense on both of those. Your margarita is that very simple explanation and expression of the Italian pizza, but then also the signature, the one that people go, yep, that's the one we're coming back for.
Yes, margarita. I like working in the kitchen, and no, margarita, it feels very bad. It feels that something is missing. We have nachos pizza. People love our nachos, people. That's lots of ingredients. So that is a little different from our side, our nachos, and people love that. And our favorite pizzas is our chicken, sweet chili chicken pizzas. People love the chicken. So yeah, margarita, it's not so popular with us because I think the students, they want lots of food, loaded pizza. So margarita, yes, sometimes, but it's not our favorite. Yeah, no, girl.
I'm looking back through the mists of time to my own student days, and I think I can identify with where those students are coming from, Rihanna. Diego, what about you? The Naples pizza, that margarita is one I'd imagine that we'll find as a standout from you. But what is the other signature? What are the other pizzas that you would stake your reputation to?
Well, definitely the pizza margherita is the pizza. If you ask to any Italian, they will probably answer the same way. Once you get a good margherita, then everything else kind of follow. But yeah, people tend to stick with quite Mediterranean flavors by us. Obviously, like me being Italian, I have this strong Mediterranean influences. So we're talking about aubergine and provolone cheese and Parma ham, and those kind of flavor are very, very popular by us. Salami and pineapple is a thing because it's like is our South African connection was designed from my girlfriend. It was a favorite pizza when we meet 15 years ago. So that's like is very rooted, but and make everybody happy. But I think there is people curious to see and dig a little bit in the history of pizza and try like those Mediterranean flavor, the olives, lots of vegetarian pizza, mushrooms, those kind of vibes. And then we have more sophisticated pizza and a simpler one, but yeah, it's a wide range of options.
Well, Diego, the mention of wine is rather apt because I have a couple of bottles sitting beside me, the Porcupine Ridge, that has been such a big part of the Pizzeria Challenge. Rihanna, how big a customer tradition is it for the people who come to Okral to not just have some world-class pizza, but to have it alongside some great South African wine like Porcupine Ridge?
Is Porcupine Ridge, the white wines? Our students are not very picky about their wines, but it goes with the margarita, mostly the white wines with the margarita, but mostly in summer, Porch gets very hot. So when it's hot, they drink white wine with any pizza. But mostly with the vegetarian, margaritas, red wines, South African, and when it's winter, they want red wine. So our students, their preference when it's summer, white wine, winter, red wine.
All right, well, that sounds like a pretty good way of approaching it. Let's take these two in particular. I know you mentioned the margarita and some of the vegetarian ones, but I have the Chenin Blanc here, Rihanna. If I am drinking the Chenin Blanc, give me a particular pizza that you think might just go really, really well with the slightly richer, slightly fruitier, but still really smooth Porcupine Ridge Chenin.
I think the vegetarian and also our sweet chili chicken, white wines. I love it to pair it with chicken. So our chicken pizzas, I think that is a good choice.
I think that works really nicely. It's something we say on the show often that Chenin Blanc does have the capacity to take on a little bit of heat when it comes to food, and sweet chili sauce. But I think that would do rather nicely indeed. Diego, what about you with wine and the restaurant? Is it a regular fixture? Are you seeing most of your customers coming in and ordering a bottle or two of wine with dinner?
Definitely, wine is a thing. Wine and beer, but like I think there is more love and affection towards the wine than the beer. Yeah, and then the matching. Everybody like his own kind of. Everybody got his own taste buds, so everybody matches the wine the way they like the most. But like I think the standard is always kind of similar. Like white wine go well with seafood, so seafood pizzas, vegetarian pizza, light cream-based pizzas, kind of vibe. When then red wine would probably match more with like stronger flavor as a bacon or Italian sausages, carpaccio vibe, those kind of things is happening. Mm.
Oh, you're giving me some good guidelines there. I'm going to ask you to be even more specific for me because I am headed down to visit you. If I've got the Chenin Blanc, what's one particular pizza that's on the menu already, Diego, that you think, bottle of Porcupine Chenin Blanc, yep, that's the business?
As I say, seafood will probably be one of the best options, but I feel like I would suggest for today a Scenico, which is our pizza with cream base. It's got goat cheese, a bit of feta, cherry tomato, walnuts, honey, and balsamic reduction. Is one of those kind of new generation pizza, which the Italian will probably not smile at, but it's quite like playful, colorful, light in flavor, yet tasty. And I think the Sauvignon Blanc is kind of complemented very well.
That sounds like a terrific pairing. Give me a red as well then, Diego. We've got the Merlot here. I drank some of this over lunch with some pizza just last week. And there's a wonderful softness. It's a very accessible wine. It slides down particularly well, even more so with great pizza. What am I opening some Merlot with when I come down to Ferdinand's?
So I think Merlot is usually a quite versatile wine. So, and besides, I love Porcupine Ridge because their wine are very playful. They not have a very strict etiquette to it, but like it can go easily with many different kind of dishes. For the Merlot, I would suggest our cacciatore, which is a pizza we do with Italian sausages, cherry tomato, caramelized onion on a margherita base, so tomato mozzarella. That's kind of like a complement, like the nice strong flavor of the sausages and the picks of the caramelized onion.
All right, so far at Ferdinando's, I'm having 6 pizzas on my own and counting. Let's go back to Potchefstroom and Okral, the Merlot here. There's already quite a wide selection of meat-based pizzas you've suggested. I think some of those may well work, but what in particular do you have in mind for the Merlot for me there, Rihanna?
Definitely South African. There's boerewors, steak strips, biltong, bolognese, also very meaty. The boerie, that is also meat. The saucy rib, or the meat-based chicken, the meat-based pizzas, definitely with the red wine.
Oh, that sounds like an absolute crack. All right, you've got your list then for your visit. Tell me, Rihanna, before we wrap up, what does it mean to you to have got this nomination? You're the second runner-up. That's a lot of competition you have to fight off to get this particular accolade. Clearly, people love your pizza. But what does this mean to you and your husband as part of your pizza journey with Okral?
It's a wonderful for us because we enter late. So I think the competition was a month in when we saw it on Facebook and when we decided to enter. But it's wonderful. We were hoping for the top 20. And when we make it to top 10, we were very excited. And all our clients, our students, all our people were excited with us. And we have wonderful people, wonderful staff, and all of them were so into it and working hard, and the students were excited about it and they were supporting us. So all our clients, it's about the people for us, as long as we make the people happy. And I think that is the most important thing, not the win, not the top 10, but that we do something that make people happy and that people might love our pizzas.
As they very clearly do. Diego, for you guys, how much does this mean? How big will the celebrations be? Have you phoned all the family back in Italy? What does this one mean to all of you?
Well, you probably know we're not new to the Porcupine Ridge competition. We've been in all of them really since the first one 4 years ago, and I love it. I think it's such a good initiative. I think it's good to bring like people together, and as restaurant like to kind of acknowledge each other all across country and see what people do, get inspired, create a good momentum, make it fun. Obviously, it might create a little bit of popularity, which for us is always good. My Italian proud, like to always push for the Italian way to do things because we're far away from home, but also to help us to increase, like to bring more attention, also what we do as community program from our restaurant and stuff. So when people come, then I can take them for another journey to see like how we feeding the homeless and this kind of work, beside also feeding the students and be a place to connect. Because for European, for Italian, we always connect over food. And pizza is about love, as I say. So if you love the pizza, you love the community, happy days, happy life.
That's a beautiful way of summing it up, Diego. Thank you. Before I let you guys go and deal with the crowds outside the front doors, Rihanna, very quickly, if people haven't been to you before, if they'd like to come and pay us a visit, whereabouts are they finding you, and when can they come in and get a pizza?
We are situated on the boat, 78 Steve Biko Avenue. Every time we open at 10 in the morning, close at about 11 at night. Every day except Sundays from 10 to 4. But they're more than welcome and you will not regret it coming to Oak Grove.
You most certainly will not. The country has spoken. Diego, when I come to pay you a visit, where am I finding you and when can I find you there?
So you will find us in Observatory, Cape Town, on Lower Main Road, number 205. We open 7 days a week from Monday to Sunday. Make sure you're booking a table if you're aiming to come on a Tuesday, as we run some special and we often run out of space on the day. So book your space for the Tuesday or any other day. There is always good to give a call, but there is more chance that then you will find an open table.
All right. Well, I think those open tables will be even harder to come by over the next little while, given this accolade. It's a well-deserved one. And as I said at the very start, the fact that it's been voted for by the people, it's been a very open and very inclusive process across South Africa. People have had the chance with Porcupine Ridge to vote on the challenge, and you guys, first and second runner-up, not only a wonderful accolade, but also a great tribute to the work you've put in creating two very special homes of pizza and great wine, and places that are only going to continue to grow stronger. I've got you on my list. My only worry is that there seems to be so much good pizza, Diego and Rihanna, that I'm probably going to have several visits just to come and check out the whole menu and make sure everything's okay. All right, guys, thank you so much. Congratulations again. And on behalf of the Porcupine Ridge team, well done. It's richly deserved. Keep making fantastic pizza. Keep putting smiles on people's faces and keep bringing great pizza and great wine together, as both of you at Fernandinho's and also at Okral do so wonderfully. Thank you both.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Dan.
So there we go. Ferdinando's and Okral making terrific pizza. One in Cape Town in Observatory, the other in the heartbeat of Potchefstroom. The style of pizza, as you can see from our conversation today, a little different. But again, that's one of the beauties of pizza. It's open to so much interpretation. The only thing we want is pizza made well. And that's exactly what happens at both of these restaurants. So get down to Observatory, get down to Potchefstroom, get down to two terrific restaurants armed with some great Porcupine Ridge, and get a first-hand introduction to some of South Africa's great pizza. See you on Friday when we find out who came top of the pile in 2024. Goodbye.